I really don't want to talk about this shit, but everybody, and I mean everybody's talking about it right before an idiot is about to take office, but no, I'm not talking about him right now. This is over Nintendo and their Switch. Now, I said that this was a huge mistake and it's never going to work. And then certain people, like Bond, was saying, oh, but this is going to work and this is going to shoot Nintendo back up and we're going to have a real console. And then the Switch came out. He ain't saying that no more. Shock of all shocks. Maybe because it's the 32 gigs of memory. By the way, the Switch will allow you to hook up USB hard drives to the docking port on the Switch. The problem is that they don't see it as feasible because they think it will interfere with the video games. Because and you can't. And even they're like, well, you have to take all the memory that's in the hard drive and put it on your Switch when you take it out. How about just take the games you want to take and delete the ones you don't want to take on your little trip and then go with that? That's not really a hard solution. And just leave the rest of the games, I don't know, on the fucking external hard drive. Yes, it's inconvenience, but there you fucking go. And yes, the Nintendo Switch will read right off of the fucking cards or the little card things that they give you, which is a disappointment because the technology's good, but the customers, they don't give a flying fuck. They want complicated, they want frustrated, and let's face it, you all won't feel happy unless you're pre-installing it on your hard drive and having installation problems and all sorts of fucking problems because, well, that's what you want. I mean, the Wii U did that, and you were like, oh, no, 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 this is too fucking easy. Yeah, hint of sarcasm there on you guys. Yeah, the Wii U is the only gaming console, and soon the Switch, that, allowed you to read right off the disc. Uh, and without having to put extra memory on, except for DLCs and stuff, on your, Wii U. So what did they think of their little show? It's a massive fail. They've they've dropped the ball on everything, especially the paid online crap. They give you a free game and then they'll remove it at the end of the month. Uh, that's not a massive fail. It's just complete clusterfuck. And also releasing another console too soon. So I'm expecting maybe they're going to give up on the Switch pretty soon. Give it 3 years. And then they're just going to become third-party developers for PS4 or PlayStation and maybe Microsoft if that's still around. Because it's like not like Microsoft has their whole list of train wrecks. Train wrecks. What am I talking about? Scalebound got fucking canceled. Yeah, I made that little video because Microsoft now, rumor wise, and it pretty much seems to these rumors seems to coincide with Microsoft's current development of games. Let me put it this way: Microsoft has canceled just about all their second-party developing company exclusive games, or killed anything that wasn't Gears, Forza, or Halo. I mean, let's see, Fable Legends gone, Project Sparks gone, Scalebound gone, some other game Dust, I think it was Phantom Dust, gone. And which was funny was that this all four of those games were introduced in one E3 sitting because Microsoft was told to bring in newer games, newer substantial games, and of course, when in Japan, where the Xbox One is selling lower than the Wii U, they canceled the Wii U in Japan. What the fuck? If the Wii U was selling precisely well in Japan, and of course, we are talking about the same country that if something doesn't sell well in the US, they fucking cancel it all outright. I mean, look at the Apple Pippin. It flopped here in the US, but was doing surprisingly well in Japan. So they canceled the Pippin. Of course, before they canceled it, they shipped most of the Pippins from the US to Japan. And that's, you know, how so many Apple Pippins are in Japan. But the ones that were left here were either destroyed by the markets or put on discount, where they were sold to a bunch of Apple haters who basically would videotape themselves destroying any Apple products and screaming Apple sucks. Some of those videos actually made their way into YouTube once YouTube became available. And, and some of these Apple haters would just scream while destroying like an Apple Pippin or something, screaming, die Apple die, or death to Steve Jobs and other insane shit. And of course, I'm watching all these videos on Microsoft losing their second party developer games or games that they helped create, like Rise of the Tomb Raider. Wait, they didn't create that fucking game. Square Enix created the game. Microsoft just put down the money to make sure the game was made. Nobody fucking listens. The fact that it made it as a Microsoft exclusive on Xbox One for a very long time until finally Square Enix put it on the PS4, that was only because Microsoft threw the money down on it. Square Enix handled the development, and then after that, the publishing went to Microsoft under Xbox One and certain Windows platforms. But Square Enix was the ones who released it under Steam, not Microsoft. Square Enix. And then Square Enix later released it under PlayStation 4 as well, because it's a Square Enix property. And even though Microsoft put the money down, Square Enix has all legal rights to it. That's how come Lego City Undercover, which is now going multi-plat under Warner Brothers Interactive. Yes, Nintendo put down the money, and Warner Brothers didn't port it to the other systems because they didn't think it'd be popular enough. So they left it on the Wii U, and also because of certain references. Well, we'll see if they remove them when the game actually comes out. But, Lego City Undercover is going to all the different consoles. PC, I mean, going to Xbox, PS4, Switch, and of course, Steam. And of course, it was published under Nintendo, but when it was put on the Wii U, but and it was made by Tolliver Tales Fusion, which is a side developing company to the actual Telliver game, and they call themselves TT Fusion, and they mostly made the Lego mobile games, which and they never really made a console game, which is why the loading screens on Undercover were so long. But everybody's made up their minds, so reality changed, and everybody's saying, "No, it's Nintendo's fault. Nintendo's fault." without bothering to check that when they look at Lego City Undercover, it's made by by a company that makes mobile games. Who didn't understand how to make for a gaming console? Actually, never really made a gaming console video game except for Lego City Undercover. But the power of Black Bond screaming his ass off. But the thing is about TT Fusion and Tolliver Tells, I think that they're called, is owned by Warner Brothers. Warner Brothers was the one who handled the development and the making of the game. And even though they just didn't have to do the distributing because Nintendo took care of that for them with the Wii U. But now they're realizing we're going to kill a franchise that we need to keep going, and we can keep going with these Lego City games, but the first one is on the Wii U only, and we kind of just ditched it and left it there. Yeah, we need to bring it to the other systems. And by the way, Tolliver Tales is going to make the other ports of this game. Even though the base of the game was created under their secondary developer TT Fusion, which I told you is a mobile developer company. So yeah, this is going to be a great, fantastic clusterfuck. I probably will get the PS4 version and see how that mess turns out. But then again, Warner Brothers hasn't learned jack shit because go look at all the different versions of Injustice 2 you can get. The Ultimate Edition, you can get 9 fighters now. What the fuck for? Are you gonna tell me this thing is not gonna be full of fighters in this game? I have to go and get an ultimate version just so I can. I mean, if I get the basic version, I'm just gonna be able to select one fighter. I mean, only one game did that, and it still having problems. And that's that Killer Instinct game over on Microsoft's Xbox One. Yeah, that game's still having fucking problems. But I know that people swinging around say it's Nintendo's fault. But I still find it funny that, with Xbox One selling worse than the Wii U, they canceled the Wii U. In Japan, of course. Some people just don't think before they open their mouths, do they? See you later.